Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, in this video, I'll speak to you about CM Punk or Phil Brooks. He's a wrestler, and if you have been following wrestling for any time in your life, you'd know this name. But the main reason why I want to speak about him is the life lessons you can learn from his mistakes. See, because I'm a believer that one life is too short to make too many mistakes. Sometimes it's better to learn from other people's mistakes. And what I tend to do is, as a coach and trainer, I give real life examples to my students and clients so that they can learn from these stories. So these are not fictitious incidents or stories, real life. And they always have something powerful to teach you. So watch this video and let me know your thoughts. And yeah, if you have something to add, please feel free in the comments below. Alright, so if you're new to the channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in Dubai, UAE, and even parts of Middle East, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman. Been doing this for nearly 20 years, because I lived in UAE for 40 years. I know the loopholes of the system. And people book my services for coaching or consulting for personal or professional questions or problems where they want a unique solution. Now, coming to Phil Brooks, I'm not going to go into his history, the rise, and how he made it, but I can tell you this much: what that guy has accomplished is something we can only dream of. He is like the 1% of the world's population. Talent, skill, hard work, luck, everything. So you can see the documentaries, how he started up the regional ranks, how he climbed up. Then the most powerful was his stint in WWE. And if you really want to know his impact, you must Google search or search on YouTube CM Punk Pipe Bomb. One of the most famous on the mic promos, in wrestling, just so that you're aware of. People put on an act. People say it's like acting, fine. But the athleticism of jumping, what they do for entertainment, like jumping up, down, this, that, hitting, and it's very real. You might say, oh, he hit him like this, and he was like, oh, yeah, they're putting on an act. But here's my challenge to you: if you think it's fake, try running for 15 minutes, one end to another, full speed. Try jumping from a height again and again and again. Try landing on a part of your body, not on the ground, but on a slightly hard surface, like put a plank of wood over your bed. Then imagine doing this 7 days a week for years. I'll tell you, for example, my body, even though I'm just 46, if I were to just run, okay, warm up everything, next day my body will be sore, very, very sore. And if I try to jump and all that, multiple injuries. So these athletes give their heart and their soul, and very hardworking. They deserve our respect. Yes, the results of the match are predetermined. Yes, they are putting on like a stage act. It's live entertainment, but it's acrobatics. So CM Punk you know, like every other wrestler, has to hype up the crowd. So one guy will either take good guy or bad guy. Good guy will speak good things and make the audience feel good. Like, for example, if they are in Philadelphia, hey, Philadelphia, how are you? And they'll hype them up like The Rock. But if they want you to hate them, they'll say, Philadelphia sucks, you guys are dumb, and this and so they get heat. So then there's good guy versus bad guy. Okay. Phil Brooks or CM Punk took a very unique approach where he had tattoos and piercings, but he called it the straight edge society. Where he said, you can judge me that I'm a bad guy, but I don't smoke, don't drink, you know, you have to work hard and all that. Very unique concept. And he was not big and muscular like Ultimate Warrior. He was not tall and huge like Andre the Giant. He was not good at even doing somersaults and, you know, springboard action like some of the lucha wrestlers. He was a very unique guy. He looked like you and me. So that is what made him endearing. And when he took on the path, each wrestler has to decide his brand name, music, style of fighting, your finishing move. It's called a finishing move. Like Hulk Hogan would run and then jump in the air and hit his leg. It's called a python drop. That's why he had 6 surgeries on his back. Google search, you'll see the metal plates in his back. Terrible. Then Undertaker would hold you upside down and give the tombstone. His knees are busted in, shoulders. So people have injuries and they keep doing an action and you keep hitting with impact. So CM Punk created this persona of being this bad boy rebel, but against the rules of society, against authoritative figure, just like a Stone Cold Steve Austin. Okay. But now what happened is, somewhere down the line, like they say, success gets to your head. CM Punk started to, yes, he did fight against what was wrong and injustice and Vince McMahon and Triple H. There was a lot of politics. He would fight them. So he gave this pipe bomb where he blurred the lines between what is fake, what is acting, and what is real. He really blurred the lines. And that made him so famous, became a legend. Well, obviously, then, you can only fight so much with the management or your company that you're working for, even if you're the hottest talent. I guess at some point, Vince McMahon was owner, had enough, and he terminated him on his wedding day. And he even informed him that day. Very bad thing to do, but anyway, I guess this is what it is. So after that, he swore he'd never work with WWE, which is understood. Then he did something which shocked everyone. He never wrestled. He went underground. So that aura remained, the myth, the urban legend of CM Punk. And everyone was hoping that one day he would come back. He shocked the world when he said he wants to come back for MMA, mixed martial arts, which is real fighting. Long story short of that, even though UFC, the marketing machine, Ultimate Fighting Championship or mixed martial arts, you have to learn jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling, karate. He trained for 3 years. The UFC hype machine promoted him, but he lost. And where people thought he was the most gifted athlete in the world, you can see his documentaries of UFC promoting him as this warrior and all that. His fights, he got destroyed because MMA is a different level. And they ended the career there after 2 massive losses where he couldn't fight, couldn't do anything. Okay, but he trained very hard. So 7 years passed by. And then when AEW, All Elite Wrestling, came up, they did the impossible. They got him back. He did come as an announcer for WWE through ESPN, but that was nothing much. But when he came to AEW, My goodness. If you're a wrestling fan or you're part of that, or you have a little bit of interest in that industry, man, he made waves. Yeah. He came as a surprise, even though there were rumors. And every show of his was a runaway success. Tony Khan, who's the owner of AEW, All Elite Wrestling, he used to stand by him, sit with him, promote him, be with him. He was like the best friends. And then obviously, you know, there's always jealousy, there's always politics. So there was also jealousy that, oh, this guy's come back and they are promoting him more than they're promoting us. So there was jealousy. Then there was backstage politics. So everything was fine until they gave him the belt. When you give a champion the belt, means you have the responsibility of carrying the brand to bring in more eyes, more views. So CM Punk was made the champion. But this is where things started to get ugly, because he started to use his influence to have heavy politics and get people transferred, and he was publicly naming and shaming people. He was making it very difficult for people to work with him, very difficult. And people couldn't understand. They were trying to figure out where is the line of a promo, where is real stuff. Like, for example, if I don't like you, but we still have to compete for a match. Let's say I compete, I say you're a jackass and all that, fine. But then if I take a personal detail of yours, let's say you have a problem with your wife, and I bring that up and say, yeah, that's why your wife is busy humping other men. That's a low blow. So I'm not saying that he said all this, but there were a lot of personal attacks. And lo and behold, it became harder and harder. He got suspended, back, forth. Finally, now what has happened is, it seems it became so bad, even though ESPN and even though these brands wanted him to work together, they finally decided, no, can't work with him. And Tony Khan, who's the CEO, it seems that he tried to catch his neck or something. He terminated him. So it's called termination with a cause or something. Okay. So now what does the future hold for CM Punk? That's the question. See, he can either work for, after that contract clause of non-competitive clause of 3 months, he can work for WWE. Believe it or not, fans will welcome him back. He can work for a smaller organization like Impact Wrestling and be like the biggest dog in the yard. AEW for some time, couple of years, I don't think they'll take him back. Unless the whole thing is a drama, which I don't think. So now what is the life lesson that you guys will learn from this? There are a couple of them. See, number one is, yes, you may be hardworking. Yes, you may have talent. Yes, you may be dedicated. Yes, you'll fight the system. But there's only so much you can do, and there's only so much people can tolerate. After a particular moment, people will get fed up, if you keep demanding. And as you become older, your body cannot hold up. See, when he was in his 20s, he could take a lot of damage. Today, he's in his 40s. I think that's what he is. I don't know the exact age. But his body cannot handle. That's why he got 2 or 3 injuries in less than 2 years or something. The other thing is, the world will move on. Imagine 7 years of his life he could have made money, minted money. He was at the height of his fame, but success got his head, money got his head. He refused to work with anyone. Imagine 7 years with no job. Okay, he's a millionaire. Maybe he was getting royalties. Okay, over here you can say that it's his wish, man. Doesn't want to work, he's a millionaire, let him retire, fine. I'm talking more in terms of legacy, more in terms of, he could have left lasting memories. 7 years, and that also at your peak. Okay, fine, he came back. But that 7-year gap. And then following that, doggy, how are you? How are you? Nice doggy. So he came back and see now what happened. Now, okay, fine. CM Punk can be a lucky guy. Maybe he still has demand. He can still get a contract. But you're shooting yourself in the foot here. See, if you're likable like The Rock, oh, people die to work with him, man, die. And he can demand. The Rock is very diplomatic. So, but I guess he knows what he wants. You can say, oh, CM Punk is a bit like you. He has decided to say bye-bye to society. Okay, fine. But I'll tell you something. If I had the talent he had, the branding power he had, the attraction of the crowd, the enigma, the charisma, the essence, the aura, you get to make big money or achieve success. There's a limited time. You can't do it forever. Hulk Hogan had his time. Now he's just struggling to make ends meet. Ric Flair, 70s wrestler, is in his 70s. He's still trying to make ends meet because of his bad financial decisions. There are so many wrestlers like the Warriors, or not Warriors, Roadkill Warriors, or can't get the tag team name. There are so many wrestlers in their 50s and 60s, like what's his name? With Shawn Michaels, he was a partner. Not Jeff Jarrett, yeah. Some J name. He was Shawn Michaels' partner. Today he's in his 50s and 60s. He teaches in schools, but he's so old, man. You really feel sorry for these people here. After retirement, can't do anything. So what's the moral of the story for you guys? What do I want to leave you with? One is, don't take life for granted. Don't take your luck for granted. Don't take your talent for granted. Yes, you want to fight against the system, but don't think you'll win against the system. See, case in point, Russell Brand. Others is you're making it an uphill battle. Sometimes diplomacy is the key. Sometimes knowing when to bury the hatchet is the key. Sometimes knowing that time is of essence is the key. He could have worked with WWE. He could have worked with WCW, kept the options open. He could have... WCW, I think, closed that time. Yeah, he could have worked with the WWE. He could have 7 years instead of wasting. Made even more, or... Okay, fine, he doesn't need the money. Legacy, you know? Being a living legend, he could have done business deals, sponsorship deals. Okay, he did experiment with MMA. Fine, he deserves that break, 3 years. But when you come back, don't be an asshole again, no? Get along with your colleagues. Yes, you're a demand. Yes, you are a talent. Don't be overly confident. Now it goes to see what will happen. My gut feeling is he will take a contract with WWE or Impact. One of the two. Because he knows his days are numbered. He will definitely go for a very lucrative contract. I just hope that he is able to get along. And like Sting, maybe make some money in the end. Some extra bit of money. And then maybe take a role as a manager or an entertainer. I just hope that he makes the right choices. But like I said, it's his life. Focus on what you can do and learn from him. Like I tell everyone, don't be overconfident no matter how rich you are. No matter you have a secure job, a good relationship, good health. Don't take life for granted. You do not know when the tables will turn. And yes, don't fight with big players or the big system. Most of the time. Okay, in CM Punk's case, fine. Maybe they can't do anything to him. But majority of people, you'll get destroyed. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think CM Punk is going to make a comeback? Do you think he will get a lucrative contract? Do you think it's over? Or do you think the whole AEW thing is a farce, an act? Maybe they are playing with our minds. So you let me know. I'm very interested to know. And yeah, what lesson did you learn from him and his life? All right. You guys take care. With me signing off.